Oh, g'day there and welcome along to the BYC Podcast. No Jason Hoyt today. He's on holiday. Didn't tell anyone. And he's gone under a cloud as well. He's on holiday. But you know what, Dylan Cleaver? I don't want to see him. I don't want to see his face. I don't want to see him after what he did to Di Henwood at the ACC versus Movember 11 match at Eden Park.
Tell me more, please.
Well, you are obviously at the other end of a run-out mix-up at the Bay Oval. But this time, Hoyt has been involved in another horrendous run-out, and that is of Di Henwood after a 3-ball duck. Sent him back, direct hit, Di Henwood, lifetime dream to play on Eden Park under lights is shattered by the miscommunication of one Hoyty J.
Did he charge and not say anything, or did he just stay put and not say anything?
And didn't say anything.
Okay. Did his pads fit?
Yeah, he had his brand new GMs on. He was proud as punch. He had his GM bat. He got a couple on, but he got clean bowled. Absolutely clean bowled. So karma came back and bit him on the ass, which was good. But you know what? He needs some time out. I need some time out from him. And I tell you what, Di Henwood, he's not too happy either.
No, well, I mean, I have met fewer people in my life who love sport as much as Di Henwood. Cricket and league in particular, obviously.
Absolutely.
But he would have just been soaking it in, you know, that Eden Park aura.
I batted him at 3 too. He was first drop, so he was like, yes.
The premier position in the lineup.
Absolutely. He was steady the die, and he got absolutely stitched up by Jason Hoyt. So that's all over social media. You can check that out and judge for yourself. It's on the ACC NZ Instagram. But what do we got today, Dylan? Have we got a bit of a wrap-up of the season?
Well, I actually think we should lead with the Plunket Shield.
It gets me hard, the Plunket. Go.
Central Districts.
Oh. Hey, look, it's not Central, it's Central Stags. Why have you crossed it out and put Central Districts? What's wrong with you?
You will never catch me calling them the Central and that other word.
But okay.
Central Districts. They've always been Central Districts. They'll always be Central Districts to me. And it is the districts that have suffered this summer. Spring.
Okay. So what's going on here?
Heavens opened upon the good folk of the Hawke's Bay. The least that CD could do was bring them home a trophy. They did that last week with the Ford Trophy and a magnificent Josh Clarkson-inspired victory over Canterbury at McLean Park. Dreadful ground, McLean Park, but we'll save that for another day. They had virtually no chance of overhauling Canterbury in the Plunket Shield. They had to not only get a few bonus points, but they had to beat Auckland outright. They lost the entire first day to rain. They lost a bit of the third day to rain. Thankfully, Auckland can't stand Canterbury almost as much as CD can't stand Canterbury. They manufactured this brilliant result in Central Districts. I'll just give you a brief rundown. They opened up first, got 296 for 9 declared. That's important that they got past 250 because it gave them the 2 bonus points that they needed. Yeah. They declared. Auckland went in, Guppy opening the batting for Auckland. Yep. They went in and smashed up 161 for 1. Quinn Sundi and Will O'Donnell scoring runs. Central Districts then went back in and smashed 156 for 5, basically giving Auckland the best part of a day to score, I don't know actually how many they needed, probably about 291 or something like that, but they didn't get close. All out for 103. Ray Toole, the unlikely hero, was 7 wickets.
Saxton Oval and Nelson. I was in Nelson yesterday. I actually was wondering what was going on because I saw all 3 umpires were at the Rutherford Hotel getting stuck into some stouts.
Some end-of-season stouts.
Yeah, end-of-season stouts. They're having a big discussion on the season. And I love how umpires, even in a social environment, they still carry that little chili bag that looked like it's got balls in it. They all had one of those each. That was weird.
Do they have the handcuffs where you test to see whether the ball goes through it? They put their pints.
No, they put their pints, they hold their pints with it and drink. But no, I was wondering what that was, and that explains it. But a little bit dodgy. Is it a little bit dodgy, Dylan Cleaver? Is it a little bit dodgy? Were Auckland Aces seriously looking for a result?
Yeah, well, dodgy. That's a
not dodgy,
term.
but it is. It's like, look at that. Central Districts had to win and win comfortably. They lost best part of 2 days and they still win by 188 runs.
Yeah, and the thing is that Auckland didn't need to play ball. They weren't in the running for any trophy.
That's what I mean. And
but they happily played ball. There's something fantastic about that. And look, commiserations to the good folk of Canterbury. I think they're a runner-up in all 3 domestic men's competitions this year. They did win. It was either the Super Smash Woman or the Halliburton Johnson. I can't remember which one. So they didn't finish the season completely empty-handed, but yeah, pretty desperate times for those folk in Canterbury. 2 for CD.
And you've got did Jason Hoyt leave a poem before he left?
Yes, I gave him a bit of homework. I asked him to write a poem on CD's victory, and he fronted up. Oh,
really? He listens to you, obviously.
On the Boundary with Jason Hoyt.
Yeah, this is a poem dedicated to Ray Toole, the hero of the day. Ray Toole, left arm paceman, workmanlike, effort ball, long spells, heavy-legged trier. I don't know you, but I don't think we could be friends. An umpire, I would really endorse your left arm leg before shouts. Pitching outside leg, I would say to your obvious dismay. Raymond Toole, CD hero, born in South Africa, immigrated to Australia, settled in Palmerston North. Oh boy, you've really hit the trifecta there.
Oh, yeah.
Moving.
Yeah, it's quite moving. But, just look, I'm not a fan of Jason Hoyt's poetry, full stop. So it's hard for me. I'll come in biased. Obviously, I've got a chip on my shoulder still from what he did to Di Henwood and what he did to himself in the last game. Bring just shame and dishonour on the ACC constantly. But anyway, so what else is going on? 4 interesting Greg Hay facts from Stuart Ford. He's not here, though.
No, there's a little bit of, what do you call it, admin and organisation that went out the window with, not with Jason not being here.
Yeah, with the double pull-out.
Yeah, but definitely with Paul Stuart Ford not being here. He was kind of the glue of this podcast. But we can move straight on to the another favourite part of the show, which is the final standings, actually, for the Golden Box.
Oh, yep.
And the Silver Sweatband. And actually, there's a bit of late drama in this as well. And Cole McConkey, who had been in the box seat for the Golden Box all year, ended up finishing second. That's the Canterbury captain, 738 runs. He'd be used to getting second this season. Tom Bruce came in third with 705, CD's captain. But with a rails run, Barrett Popley, the ND number 3, takes out the Golden Box with 819 runs. And we might try and get him on the show next week, actually. Silver Sweatband, no one could overhaul Jacob Duffy, who went out hard and early for Otago. He ended up with 32 wickets. Ray Toole obviously tried his best to come home. He ended up with 31 in second. And good old Will Somerville, Dad, in his final game for Auckland, played a part. And obviously the drama at Nelson, he finished with 26 wickets. So well done, Will, and actually congrats on a pretty amazing career, really, when you think about it. He was kind of struggling to make his way here, went to Sydney, played grade cricket there, played for New South Wales, came back, ends up playing Test cricket for New Zealand.
A Wolverine-looking, Dave Grohl kind of hybrid-looking dude.
Yeah, thin as a rail.
Sweet. Okay, well, that's just Plunkett Shieldo, your golden sweatbands and your silver sweatbands. Okay, rightio. Well, let's get into the second ODI versus Sri Lanka. Not content with keeping Young out of the test team with 17 consecutive failures, did Nips also diddle him out of a one-day century?
That's pretty harsh. Paul Ford obviously wrote that. That is brutal. Well, maybe. Actually, Will Young was going along like a train. It looked like he only needed to kind of score 50% of the remaining 30 runs to get his ton. And then Henry Nichols, who actually looked pretty bloody good himself, just went on a tear from there on in.
Yeah.
But Will Young, it was 80-something, wasn't it? He didn't even get into the 90s, no.
Not quite. It does only count if you get diddled if you're in the 90s. Is that the rule?
Yeah, there was a game right at the start of the season against India, I think, where Kane was in the 90s really early, and then Tom Latham came flying past, got 145 not out, and Kane ended up, I think, 97.
Oh, that's right. Yeah,
not out.
Remember that.
And we were actually joking at the time. I think we might have been doing the ACC commentary for it, and it was almost like Kane deliberately didn't want to get 100 just to show how much he doesn't care about milestones.
Yeah. And speaking of Kane, back in New Zealand, just got off the plane, not looking great in his moon boot. And
fairly heavily trussed up, wasn't he?
Yeah. Is there any official word yet? I mean, there's lots of rumours flying around that he's out for a year. It's an ACL. Has anything official come out yet?
Nothing official, but it looked every bit like an ACL.
Yeah.
Didn't it? Right from the moment he did it and crumpled down and to the rig that he's wearing when he obviously arrived here. It's kind of race against time scenario for the World Cup, but
I don't know.
When's that? Late October, November?
Yeah.
That's
I don't know. With an ACL, it's a 12-monther. It's a 12-monther. Oh, it depends how badly he's done it, I guess.
Should we be worried? What's the worst one actually? ACL, MCL? Obviously, it's worse if you do it all.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Well, I mean, yeah, they've been pretty tight-lipped about it all, but I hope they'll probably make a release soon, I imagine, on that one. But the first T20, Sri Lanka got one over us in another super over.
Yeah, that was actually a cracking match.
Yeah.
It was a quiet classic, really, and it was bathed in sunshine at Eden Park. East Sodhi hitting 6 on the last ball to tie.
Effortless, even.
I know, and that was ballsy too, the way he did it, because everyone assumes if you play on Eden Park, if you need a 6 to tie, you're going to look straight.
Yeah.
He just played the ball on its merits, and the boundary to access was one of the longest, and he did it pretty easily. I do have some quibbles about the way New Zealand approached the Super Over. Not for batting. That guy's a really good T20 bowler. Came in. They went pretty bold with Sri Lanka. They went spin. We struggled. We still, they had to get 8 or 9 to win. So New Zealand will go the opposite direction. They go pace.
Yeah.
I think, right, fair enough. Okay, they're going to have Adam Milne. They know the Sri Lankans haven't been comfortable with the pace and bounce of Eden Park. They're going to get into bowl 144 clicks, make them play square of the wicket, put a fly slip in for top edge. And what do? They put Adam Milne on and bowl pace off for the first 2 balls. And he disappears for 6 on one of them. I didn't get the thinking there.
Yeah, well, their next one's as punishment, because we don't want Sri Lanka to be comfortable. So as punishment, we send them to Dunedin and Queenstown in April. So, take that. Now, how dare you come to Eden Park and beat us at New Zealand's National Stadium? We're going to send you to University Oval and then down to Queenstown for the next 2 T20s. And if you are in Queenstown for the last Black Caps match of the summer on New Zealand soil, pop into the Crown Pub and Beer Garden, which is in Frankton, so it's on the way to the ground. You can pop in there. The ACC are going to be there pouring Export Ultra. Mania Stewart's going to be there. And he said if you go up to Mania Stewart and say, give us a beer, he'll probably shout you a beer, an Export Ultra. And also you've got some Steady the Ship, Dulux Steady the Ship hats also to give away. So if you want all the details, text Ultra to 3236. Or you can actually go on the draw to win a table for 4 and $150 food and beverage voucher if you're down in Queenie. So that's Ultra to 3236. Mania's going to be there from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. The Crown Pub and Beer Garden in Frankton for the last game. We're going to send the Black Caps off in style, and we'll be sending the Black Caps off in style on Spark Sport too, and sending Spark Sport off in style.
Yeah, there's a lot of things being sent off in style.
Yeah. Waiting!
Actually, that's quite close to Mania's spiritual homeland, isn't it?
Yeah, Waimate, yep. Yeah, that is. He's going back to his Tūranga Waiwai. He's got a few friends lined up. God knows what could happen. But
do you think the Black Caps specifically asked to end their season at Queenstown, the known party capital of New Zealand?
Yeah, potentially, but maybe do it when it's a bit warmer.
Yeah, true.
Like the fact we started what did we start in October? We basically started our cricket season in spring, and we're finishing it in autumn, and we had a 2-month gap during summer, which we had nothing.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
One of the weirdest seasons that the BYC's ever played an integral role in.
And also, the second T20, we've got with the TAB Good Punt.
TAB Good Punt. Good Punt. Good Punt.
For the TAB Good Punt, we've got a $100 bonus bet. We're doubling down on Daryl Mitchell to be the top run scorer at 550. It's a boosted odd from 430. So Daryl Mitchell again, top score 550. We're doubling down on him with our $100 bonus bet. So look out for that. Other news from the Black Caps team announcements, Dylan Cleaver?
Yeah, okay, I'll quickly read out. The team for Pakistan, both formats, ODI and T20. Gee, the season never stops, does it? It never stops. Anyway, the ODI team is captained by Latham Blundell, Bowes, Matt Henry, Ben Lister, McConkey, Adam Milne, Daryl Mitchell, Neesham, Nichols, Ratchin Ravinja, Shipley, Sodhi, Tickner and Young, and the T20 team is pretty much the same, except you've got Chapman and Cleaver coming into that team, and who is missing from that? Bundle.
No real massive surprises, is there? It's just it seems pretty missionary to me.
Yeah, although there might be something going on in terms of him signing up for a franchise competition, but I am a little bit perplexed that Guptill was not there.
Yeah, is that off? That's it now. That's it for Guptill. Is that pretty much by the looks of this? That's what it means.
I don't know, because he's a supremely fit individual.
Yeah,
he's pretty abstemious in his lifestyle, so it's not like he's just going to fall off a cliff with fitness at the age of 36. They got Neesham in there, so it can't be just about if you chuck in your contract, then we're going to bin you. Yeah. So, and I just look, I know it's very early doors in his international career, so I'm not going to knock the guy yet, but I can't look at a guy like Guptill with 18 ODI tons and 7,500 runs, average of 42, strike rate of 87, and say, Chad Bowes is a better option for the World Cup. And that's what we're building up towards now, right? It's a World Cup in India. It's going to be tough conditions. You're going to need experienced players. Are they honestly saying that Blundell and Chad Bowes are better opening options looking ahead to a World Cup than Guptill? And if they are just saying, okay, if they're going to make a point about contracts, then actually write it down. Yeah. Say if you don't,
well, come out and say it.
Yeah.
Just say it. Just put a release out. Or
rather than all this nonsense we have with Guptill and Trent Bolt over the summer, just say, okay, if you hand your contract back, we're not picking you.
Yeah. Totally.
Simple.
Yeah. Make it clear. So the schedule, they kind of just go to three cities pretty much, going to Lahore, Rawalpindi and Karachi for the tour. It's pretty intense. Like, is that 6 1-dayers, 5 1-dayers and 5 T20s?
Yeah, 10 matches in, 3 weeks?
That's pretty intense.
Yeah. Yeah, although I think they quite like it there because in Pakistan the security situation is still pretty volatile. It's pretty intense, the security around the team. So if you're not playing cricket there, you're pretty much in your...
You're a target.
Well, you're in your hotel room.
Yeah, right.
That's all you're doing.
Yeah, okay.
It's not like they're going and sightseeing to the great mosques and temples and, they're not going to Khyber Pass and...
Yeah, right.
So I think they pretty much, because there's a couple of back-to-backs there. The first 2 T20s are back-to-back and...
they are too. The 14th, 15th, 17th, 20th, 24th. Yeah. Yeah, right. So,
get in there, play some cricket, get out. These are the make-up games, or partially the make-up games for them going to Pakistan, getting to their hotel room and leaving Pakistan last year.
Yeah, right. And then after this, they head to England? After this one?
They do go and play white ball cricket in England.
Via the UAE for a pointless tour?
Via the UAE, yeah. They're very curious tour with no real explanation as to what the point of those games are. I mean, UAE have been getting beaten by teams like Papua New Guinea in that of recent times. So.
Yeah, well, how come they're not going to Papua New Guinea? How come they're going to, Port Moresby?
I would love to see an international at Port Moresby.
We all know why.
The two Between Two Bears boys, Seamus Martin, one of the hosts of that fine podcast, I believe he lived in Port Moresby for a while. Perhaps it was Honiara. I could be doing him an injustice there, but I do think it's a pretty tough place to spend any...
Oh, yeah, you wouldn't want to be fielding on the boundary, that's for sure. You wouldn't want to be at mid-wicket boundary in Port Moresby while you're playing the Papua New Guinea one-day team. I think that's about it for this week's BYC. Well, next week, you got your awards ceremony? When are you doing your awards ceremony?
We probably will. Well, if Jason Hoyt's allowed back inside the tent, we got the awards ceremony. Yeah, there's a couple of little things to wrap up. New Zealand A beat Aussie A. We've always got to acknowledge when we beat Aussie. I don't think it means much, but it was a good chase. They chased 350 odd and got it 7 wickets down.
Oh, right. It's a 1-dayer?
No, it was a 4-dayer.
Oh, right.
But again, it was pretty manufactured. I don't think Aussie lost many wickets over the course of that match, but they wanted to put themselves in a situation where they were trying to bowl a team out.
And it was down at the Burt Sutcliffe in Lincoln? Was that right?
Yeah, that's right. They've got one more to come to.
How cold are the Aussies going to be?
Well, it's quite clever, actually. The Aussies are doing this. It's pretty much their C team, they just want as many depth pieces for potential Ashes call-ups as possible.
Fair enough.
So they're playing in cold conditions, and I think one more game to go, which would wrap up the New Zealand first-class season. And that's about it, except I have a little bit of correspondence.
Oh, okay, then let's do it.
Yeah.
Toppa Correspondence of the Week, brought to you by Leader NZ's Lasagna Toppa.
Now, I don't know if you remember, but last week we went through some of the walkout songs.
Oh, yes.
That not so much celebrated team of the late 90s, early 2000s, but we
A cult.
Yeah.
The cult team.
So we've got this. This is from Tim. Fellas, I love that you dissected one of the last surviving relics of the men in teal, the Clear Black Caps song sheet. What an era. And perhaps the gentle chimes of Cat Stevens and Simon and Garfunkel are the reason for the mediocre performances I had to endure in my childhood. However, I would have appreciated further BYC analysis on the song choice of a particular Matthew Jeffrey Horn. It's worth emphasising that at this stage of his career, with an average just over 20, Horn was still making his mark as an international opening batsman. He was still trying to establish himself in the most difficult role in cricket and earn the respect of teammates, selectors, administrators and fans alike. Yet, astoundingly, in that summer of 99, Matt Horn walked out to Soapy, of all things. Soapy singing, I'm horny, 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 I'm horny, I'm horny, horny, horny tonight. Even though I sang along without understanding the lyrics, my 7-year-old self was filled with a sense of foreboding. To me, Soapy's horny always signalled an imminent batting collapse. Therein, marking the beginning of my life as a long-suffering Black Caps fan. Thank you very much for Tim. That's a fantastic piece of correspondence.
That is.
And yes, that song's so wrong on so many levels, but yet.
So right.
So yeah, if you know Matt Horn.
But so right.
So very, very right.
Oh, nice work, Tim. Tim sounds like a long-suffering member of the Black Caps supporters support group as well. Yeah. Okay, that's it. Well, thanks for joining us. The full team will be back next week and hopefully have the nominations for the BYC Cricket Awards.
Yep, tune in for that one. It'll be a ripper.